Hello everybody, it is VerticalSandwich. Welcome to some post-commentary cleanup. There's going to be a lot of this because we're going to breed Chocobos. So we're just by the gold saucer here on Chocobo tracks. And this is where you're going to catch good Chocobos. Like, they will appear with two of these things. You'll have to see them here. One or two of these. If your Chocobo appears with these enemies, like, it's a good Chocobo. That's the only way to tell, is what enemies it appears with. So, you want to use a Regan Green, which is bought from the Chocobo Sage, because that will keep a Chocobo occupied for 8 turns. So, that's more than enough time to beat any enemies we're going to be dealing with. Now, what we want to do is, we want to get a good Chocobo, both male and female, and a great Chocobo, both male and female. I'll show you where to get great Chocobos, and tell you what they appear with. Yeah, this is a mess. It's an absolute total mess. But I'm using the guaranteed method to get to gold Chocobo. There are other methods that involve like timing and doing things with the, making sure the computer does certain things. But I'm not doing that. I'm doing the guaranteed method. Because it results in a lot of gold points at the gold saucer. So down by Medeal, there are also Chocobo tracks. And this is where you're going to get great Chocobos. There are all kinds of like poor and average and so-so and things like that. But all we're concerned with are great, good, and wonderful Chocobos. So we only need 3 places on the map. So here are the tracks by Medeal. And great Chocobos appear with spirals. Which are those guys who roll themselves up into balls. They look like armadillos. There we go. These guys. So, Chocobos are sexless until you bring them in to the ranch, where we've rented 6 stables, so we're good. 8 turns will be more than enough to beat up a spiral. And then, once we've captured Chocobos and are keeping them in stables, we have the option to take them to different places on the map in the Highwind. We have the option to race them at the Gold Saucer, and that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to race them. So what you want to do is we want to get a good Chocobo and a great Chocobo. And what happens is once you've caught them, you get off of them, it'll give you the option to either let them go or send them back to the ranch. So we'll send it to the stables. And then you want to go and save your game and then bring them in so you can see what sex they are. And then if it's not what you need, right now we only have 2, so 1 good, 1 great. So they're going to be fine. I mean, we'll have whatever they are. Yeah, I thought that there was a Chocobo lure over here. There is, but it's up front here, and I just didn't get it this time. We'll get it later in the video. Again, post-commentary. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your Chocobos, and you're going to want to feed them a bunch of Silcus Greens, also bought from the Chocobo Sage. And maybe some Pisana Greens, because those will raise their intelligence, to kind of max out their stats before you race them. It's going to help with breeding and getting better Chocobos. So here we go, seems like a good Chocobo. Put it in, and then it'll tell you what the sex is. So it's a female. I'm going to name these, like, with names that tell what quality they are and what sex. So this one's actually going to be named GD Girl. And then, we'll name, like, GRT Guy for the great male one. You could GRT Man, great man. I'll be doing that with all the Chocobos. Up until our last one. Because it makes sense. It makes managing information easier. So, this is a great Chocobo. So now we're going to have to go and catch, one of each of the opposite sex. So we have a good female Chocobo, a good male Chocobo, a great male Chocobo, and a great female Chocobo. Because we're going to breed them crossways. Just trust me on this. Alright. And then we'll be, we'll be taking care. Some other stuff happened while we were doing random battles and stuff. Now, once we'll deal with that in the next video, actually. Now that I think about it. So, if you go up front here, that's where the Chocobo lure is. There we go, second one in the game. It actually helps out a lot. I wish I'd gotten it before we started grabbing Chocobos. So, we got the Limit Break Dynamite for Sid while this was going on. This Chocobo appeared with Headhunter, so it obviously is not a... It's a poor or a so-so Chocobo. It could be on something else. There we go. Dynamite gained. Yay. So, if we go to the Gold Saucer and you go to the Chocobo Arena, Esther will be there, and she'll let you register your Chocobos to race. And what we want to do is we want to get 2 wins with each of our Chocobos, with every single one of them. That is going to be a pain in the butt. Like, I'm going to show you one race. Now, the way it works, there will be this grid and a list of 3 possible items you can win by winning the race. Now, you're going to want to hold down your 2 R buttons so that your stamina doesn't decrease. But in general, you will beat the crap out of the C-ranked players, which is the first rank any new Chocobo starts in. So that's what we'll be doing. And it takes forever to do this, just because you can't exit out of the race until the second Chocobo finishes. The C-rank players are so slow that it takes forever. Like, we could essentially just sprint as much as we want, you know, like, you could probably run your stamina out and just limp to the end of the race at this point, and you'd still win. C-rank is so easy. So, 2 C-rank victories with each of your couples, or each of your Chocobos here. So, 8 races in all. And that will guarantee you the outcome we want. Which is what we're going to end this video with. But so there we go. It's a victory. Now we have to wait. And you can see on the map in the upper right-hand corner, like, they're not even close to the end of this race. So. Now, I will show you, there's no difference between running the short course or the long course. I will show you a run at the long course. Not in this video, but we will see one. So, once you've gotten all of that, we're going to need to get nuts to breed the Chocobos. And the nuts we need are not things you can buy. We're going to have to get them in random encounters. We're going to go over that. What else? Jeez. I suggest you don't get those in advance, because once you've bred a Chocobo, you can't breed the offspring for between 3 and 18 random battles. So we're going to have to fight random battles to pass time anyway. So once you win, it shows what item you get, and you can take the item, or you could take gold points for the item. And I take gold points whenever possible, as long as it's not... There'll be materia later, and we'll be taking those. So, when you win 3 battles in C rank, your Chocobo will move up to rank B. And then the opponents will be faster, the prizes will be better. It's a little easier to do, like, the later courses, just because the races go quicker. So I'm going to show a B rank. Obviously, this has changed. The prizes have changed. Now we can get an Ether or an Antarctic Wind. They're worth more GP, which is really nice. Once you get to A rank, there's C rank, B rank, A rank, and S rank. Once you get to A rank and S rank, there are just amazing prizes. I mean, there's also crap. I actually, during this whole run, developed an incredible ability to get Phoenix Downs as my prizes for S rank, which is just ridiculously bad. And we still won't have any trouble. I mean, with a Chocobo that you've caught, you still won't have any trouble taking out these. Until you get to Gold Chocobo, because the way it goes is, we're going to try to breed a green and a blue Chocobo. Breeding them together will give us a black Chocobo. Breeding the black Chocobo with a wonderful Chocobo will give us a Gold Chocobo. Until you get... a black Chocobo will get you into S rank. Maybe even consistent... possibly consistent victories in S rank. I wouldn't bet on it. Once you get a Gold Chocobo, though, and kind of get the pattern of racing down, 10 victories in a row in S rank is what we're going for. Which we will get, so... So there we go, and you can see that our competitors are far closer this time when we finished. Makes it a little easier. So we'll see what we get. And we got an ether. So that'll be decent gold points. That's nice. And we're going to need those to buy stuff, so. Yeah, 30. That's nice. So, now we're going to need 2 carob nuts, which you get over by Bone Village here. From random encounters, with one very obvious monster. This guy. He looks like a dinosaur or a dragon. He is absolutely... He has ridiculous amounts of hit points. You can't sense him, or at least I can't at this level. I did try, so... But you're going to actually need 3 from him, but I would suggest just getting the 2 you need right now, coming back for the other one later, because, again, you're going to want to be passing some time. So here's Comet 2. And you'll see he just takes this. Like, it was like 6,000 points of damage. He's not your average bear. So, now what we're going to want to do, once we've gotten our carob nut, is we're going to want to go breed chocobos. We want to breed our great male chocobo to our good female chocobo, and our great female to our good male. So it's kind of like an X pattern across the diagram of chocobos we have in captivity. And hopefully what we should get, and I strongly suggest you save your game before you try this, what you should get is a green chocobo and a blue chocobo of opposite sexes. If you don't get that, reset your game and try again. Because that's just what you need. If you don't have that, like, you're stuck. So here we go. It's time for some chocobo breeding. Hubba hubba. All right. Again, save your game. The wrong outcome here with a game you haven't saved will ruin your day. And I've done this twice now. I did this in my practice file, so yeesh. This is almost more of a pain in the butt than getting all 4 dates in this LP. Alright, so he'll ask you which ones you want to mate. Now, I remember, feed these guys a bunch of greens. I didn't show that, but feed them a bunch of Reagan greens and maybe some Pisana greens. So, great girl and not good girl. Obviously, you can't, like, but you have to talk to them, get them up. So, good guy. That's what we want. So, go ahead. And then he'll ask which nuts are you going to give him. And we have 2 carob nuts, so... You're also going to need a Zeo nut from Goblin Island. You're only going to need 1. You can, I think, use Zeo nuts to breed this section of the breeding. But I'm using carob nuts. I would suggest you use that. I didn't try Zeo, so... Okay, so we got a green chocobo. I believe green chocobos are mountain chocobos and can run over mountains. Which actually gives us access to a lot of stuff, which we're not going to do until we actually get... Now, a blue chocobo is, I believe, a river chocobo and will allow you to cross rivers. So you have to think of them as kind of like the buggy. So, we can't breed the other 2, so we have to just pick the 2 that we haven't bred. So our great male and our good female. So, same thing. And there we go. Blue guy. So, now we're ready for the next stage of breeding, which should produce a black chocobo. We're going to have to fight some random battles, and we're going to have to do some racing. And then we'll come back for that. And we'll be dealing with that. So, there we go. Blue guy, green girl. To sort of finish off this video, I'm going to show you during random battles we actually showed Sid's dynamite ability, or his limit break. So I'm going to show that, and then we'll be ending the video. This is, by the way, my favorite limit break for Sid. Just awesome. This is serious. I'm planning on this whole thing. All the stuff we did, I plan on this eating up like 6 videos. Chocobo breeding will probably only eat up 3. But there's a lot of other stuff, so here we go, dynamite. And he lights it off his cigarette. Ba-boom! I love that. Alright, bye everybody.